it's so funny because like writing is it's such a lonely pursuit. Like you
Hmm.
write and 90% of us are doing it on our own, but there is this much broader writing community that makes it not lonely, that makes it fun,
Hmm.
that makes it sustainable. Like I don't think I could have done any of this without like the writing community. It's too much. It's too many things to hold. Hello, and welcome to So I Wrote a Book, Now What? Where writers chat about writing. Hello, my guest today is me. My friend Lindsay Barrett, the author of Savannah Royals, and her next novel, The Dravenhurst Brides, comes out October 9th. She had the idea to kind of turn the tables and ask me the questions, and I thought it was a great idea, so that's what we did. We talk about everything, my writing process, like the journey I have been on, and why I wrote a book, and why I'm choosing to self-publish it. So let's get into it. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
I'm so excited to be back and to chat with you today.
Yeah, so today, Lindsay so graciously offered to interview me about my book. And if you don't remember, Lindsay has been on the show before. Her book is Savannah Royals' book. If you are watching the video, it's the beautiful book. So yeah, she's going to interview me today.
Yeah, we're gonna turn the tables. I'm gonna do my very best. Big shoes to fill, but
Not
I think
really.
we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're just gonna chat about writing, and I'm excited. I'm sure all of you are excited to hear the behind the scenes about Nicole's publishing journey. You ready to
Yay.
get into it?
Yes.
Okay. So, what made you decide to write a book?
Ah,
Oh,
that's
it's gonna
such
be
a
fun. This is gonna be
right.
fun.
No, I have to answer the
Yes.
questions. My ever-present fear of death, probably.
Oh my
uh,
god.
right. Well, I wrote when I was little. So when I was little, I
Mhm.
wrote little books and I illustrated them, and my grandma would buy them from me for $2 a piece, which at the time was a lot of money. And um I did it in school. It was something that I had an inclination for and I was good at it in school, and I always thought that it would be there when I wanted to revisit it. Um and then COVID hit and I was pregnant, and my baby was born with a heart condition and we knew it from the get-go. So like she had a heart condition, we were in the CICU for a long time.
Oh wow.
Um yeah, and like with COVID protocols and
Mhm.
all of that. And then I lost some people in my life, not just to COVID, but to cancer. My one of my very good friends had brain cancer right at that time. And when we got home from the CICU, I was like, maybe I don't really have as much time as I think I might have to like pursue this whenever I'm ready. Maybe I
Yeah.
just need to be ready now. So it kind of was like a perfect storm of a lot of things making me like not ignore it, I guess. Um and then it was also completely crazy because I was like, it'll just be there. Like I haven't practiced it since I was a kid. I haven't tended to this skill at all, but I will be fine. I will just write a book. And it did not work out that way.
So what was the first thing you wrote then? It wasn't this book that you're publishing, right?
No,
It's okay.
no, this is like the seventh book I
Oh
wrote.
wow. Well, you've been
Yeah,
busy since
so
2020.
I've been, I'm kind of compulsive. um, I write every day, which is not the best for everybody, but for me, it really works because I have
Mhm.
a lot of anxiety. And so for me, like if I write every day, it kind of sets my brain on an even path where like I did something that I wanted to do and I
Mhm.
feel like I accomplished something. And then I like am in this story, so then when I ruminate later, it's, like, about the story instead of about not helpful things. Um, but the first book that I wrote was a murder mystery about a bunch of, like, influencers that were invited to an island, and then one by one they were killed.
Oh,
But
fun.
yeah, it was fun, but it was not, I mean, it was a book-like thing. It was
Yeah.
45,000 words when it was done, which is not super long. And it also took me a whole year to write that book because my baby was really little, and
Mhm.
I was a skill I was relearning to do, uh, and so I would make like 100 word count goals. If I write 100 words today, that's good. Like eventually it added up into 45,000 words, and it taught me a lot about a lot of things, like that I needed to learn a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah, I think first books in general, like, I absolutely relate. Like, you're learning it's a huge learning experience the first time you do it, and it takes a long time,
Yeah.
and I think for most people, that first book doesn't see the light of day. It, like, lives in your heart as the first
Yeah.
experiment, but it's tough to publish the first one. I think it's amazing, like, what you said, and I felt the same way, like, I feel like it's really easy with writing to, like, always be like, "Later. I'll get to it later. I'll get to this dream
Mhm.
another day, like, one day I'll get there." And sitting down and writing every day like you did and just, like, chipping away, that's it adds up, just like you said, like, it
Mhm.
took you a year, but all of a sudden you had a book-shaped thing
Yeah.
and rediscovered something you were so passionate about. Where'd you
Yeah.
go from there? You didn't I'm assuming you didn't query that one, did you write
Oh, I
again or
did.
Oh,
Oh,
you did query that
absolutely
one.
I did.
What
Yes.
happened?
Well, I didn't know what to do because I didn't
Oh,
know, I
yeah.
was a
No.
avid reader, like, always been a
Mhm.
huge, huge reader, still am a huge reader, but, I didn't know how a book got made, so then I looked
Yeah,
up, "How does a
exactly.
book get made?" And, I found out you had to query agents, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I will write a query letter." And so
Mhm.
I did, and I didn't know how to find agents, so I sent it to the 3 agents that I could find. I didn't hear anything back. It was just crickets. And then when I was researching more about that, I found something that was like word count guides, and I was like, "Oh, that's not the length of my book." That's
Oh,
not the length
no.
of my book at all.
Another relatable moment that all of us have had.
So then, instead of revising that one was very the main character was very close to me.
Yeah.
She was breastfeeding, I was breastfeeding. There was a lot of, like, emotional things happening about that because I also had a lot of emotional things tied
Yeah.
to that, and so the thought of revising that book would not, nope, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to do it, so I moved
No.
on and wrote another book, but this time I took some classes online and I read some craft books, and I found The Shit No One Tells You About Writing, and I
Mhm.
found like online community of people. So like steadily they got more book like.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, so when you started the next project, did you and you'd taken classes and you'd read craft books, how did your process change? Did you outline? Did you jump in? And I didn't ask your first book, like, did you just start writing or did you have an
Yeah.
outline that
I did
time?
not outline. No, I had a mood board, which I still do.
Mhm.
Like I always do like a rough, like, if I were to cast this as a movie, like
Yeah.
who would my people be? Kind of thing, and that has stayed the same because that's a really fun thing for me, and it kind of helps
Mhm.
me understand the characters a little bit more if I have a vision of them, like,
Yeah.
concretely in my head of like who they would be. Um I don't the next book I did not outline, but I did have a kind of like a 7-point structure in mind when I
Yeah,
did
from, like,
it.
the classes, you had more structure from
Yeah.
what the plot you planned, you know?
Yeah, I read KM Weiland's book. I think it's called 7-point plot structure, but I'll have to look that up. Um and she, of course, very big outliner, but she said you should outline it, but I just kind of had the markers in my head as I went, and that's still kind of how I do it. Is I have a few like key scenes in my head and
Mhm.
kind of the characters and the setup, and then I just sit like when I draft, I have a beat sheet in front of me that's not filled in just so that I don't get
Yeah.
lost
To, like,
of
kinda
like kind of
keep your pacing on.
targets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Um, so when did we get to the now and forever? I'm curious. We didn't even plug. Maybe we should just pause for a second, plug your book. Nicole's book
Yeah,
is
you
The
wanna
Now and
see? It's
Forever.
so pretty.
It's a
It's the
gorgeous
now and
cover.
forever. It's so pretty. And
It's
I think by the time this comes out, it will be out. I think it will be
okay.
pub week. Um,
Ooh, great.
yeah, and it's a contemporary romance set on the Oregon coast. Because I live in the Seattle area, but I spent 10 years in Portland, and I have a very strong love affair with the Oregon coast. It's one of my favorite places. So the Oregon coast is kind of the third character in the book.
Yeah, so full disclosure, everyone who's listening, I have read Nicole's book and the setting is fantastic. I traveled to Oregon last year. We didn't get to the coast. We were near Bend,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's a beautiful state. We're dying to go to the coast and your book
Oh
made
yeah.
me want it even more. The setting's fantastic.
It's so pretty. I love all the coast on the Pacific Northwest because I love pine trees and beach. Pine
Yep.
trees and ocean is the best combination in my opinion. But a lot of the beaches in Washington are rocks. It's just like rocky.
Mhm.
There's no sand. So then when I moved to Oregon and I went to the Oregon coast, I was like, "What? There's sand?" And it's
Yeah.
still kind of like mossy and pine tree and cold. This is amazing.
Yeah, I could feel like your like love and comfort in this setting and location. Like it shone through in the book, and I
Oh,
love it 'cause
good.
I love atmospheric reads.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
um, where did this like was this the most recent book that you've drafted, or is it somewhere in the
No.
middle? And then like why is this one the first to publish? What made you decide it's
um,
this one?
yeah, well, so I wrote mystery. So I wrote a mystery and then I wrote a cozy
Mm-hmm.
mystery and then I wrote another cozy mystery that I did really love that was set in a town inspired by Bellingham, Washington, which I've also spent a lot of time in.
Okay.
But it was also set in the 90s because my protagonist worked in a video store. And I got really far with that one querying. But then the ultimate feedback I got was like it's too niche and like it's
Mm,
historical, but it's not historical really because it's just the 90s. And they didn't think people would get it, which I was like, fair enough. But it was a hard blow because I worked really hard on that one and felt like I got
mm-hmm.
really far. So I needed to kind of switch it up. And so I decided to start writing romance because those are the two genres I read the most is thrillers
Mm-hmm.
and romance. And I fell in love. It's so fun to write romance. It's
It's
also so hard
yeah.
because the
Mm-hmm.
ending is a foregone conclusion. Like
Yeah.
they are going to be together at the end.
It's about the
Everybody
journey.
knows. Everybody knows the end of your book. It's such a different challenge to write that and
It
keep people
definitely
turning
is.
pages.
Yes, because it's a different for you, especially switching. Like with a mystery, what is propelling your plot is the who done it. Like you're keeping
Right.
people turning to find out the mystery. But exactly like you said, like in this genre, they know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
you have to structure your how you're gonna make it propulsive completely differently.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's very different, but I really fell in love with it and um I wrote a book that was basically like what if there was an unreleased Audrey Hepburn movie and like a
Oh.
producer found it and then it was kind of a fake dating her and this kind of unruly actor fake date to try to get the rights to this film and um my main character was a like producer that lived in LA and she wasn't the most likable person at the beginning. Like part of her arc was she got
Yeah,
softer a
she
little
had a
bit.
journey of
She did,
self-discovery.
but
Yeah.
it was a hard sell.
Mhm. I was gonna say, did you hear about that? Like when you queried it, did you get
Yeah, I
feedback about
was
that?
yes. I did. I got feedback about it from beta readers, and I got feedback. I was on the Shit No One Tells You About Writing, and they talked to
Mhm.
me about my query and my opening pages, and that was their kind of feedback was like, "Well, she's really not very nice."
Like, she's coming in hot, like
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I hear that. Uh-huh."
Yeah. This is
Um,
a big, like, I don't know, it's like a big hot button issue, like the unlike I personally love, like, an unlikable female main character. I think they have so much dimension, but especially in, like, the traditional publishing world, like, it can be a really hard sell, which is
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it
tough.
is, and I think it's not a challenge that I am giving up necessarily, but it is one
Mhm.
that I think I need to figure out because I think you have to be able to do it in such a way that people will still, like, root for them.
Yes. So I don't I'm sure you've read Save the Cat, I'm assuming, like, I feel like
Mhm.
almost everyone has read Save the Cat.
I
So,
had her save the cat, so that was one of the
yeah, it's
things
like
I
the Save the
changed.
Cat moment.
Yeah, I had her, like,
Yeah.
help this older woman in the airport with her bag, and I was like, "This is her save the cat moment," but I don't know if it's completely saved it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
It's so
best advice
tricky.
I have for it. I mean, I think yeah, like, my debut, like, my main character, she's likable and unlikable, and I was always trying to give her, save the cat moments, and,
I think you did that really beautifully
uh
because she's a really complex character and she feels
yeah.
real because of that. But, yeah, you're right, like, she's definitely not, like, you
Yeah,
know
she makes ethically and morally great decisions very
she does.
frequently, and I think for me, like, I also, was, like, go seeking trad pub and, like, on submission, I think it was a harder sell, like, the I didn't
Mhm.
necessarily hear, like, unlikable female main character, but, like, people would, like, dance around, like, "Oh, there's a lot going on, this is a difficult sell for us," like, you
Mhm.
can start to, like, read between the lines a little, so
Totally.
that's that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But it was
It's
good
a
because it was
challenge.
yeah, it was my first romance I wrote too.
Mhm.
Um, so I think,
Yeah,
like,
again, learning
I was
curve.
big learning curve.
Mhm.
And so then I wrote another one and I queried it a little. But at that point I was a little bit burned out of querying,
Yeah, which can
not
happen.
really sure like what I wanted to do with it or where it was going to go. And then it was another kind of like set in this kind of Hollywood world.
Mhm.
And so then it was set in Scotland too, which I've never been to, but I would love to go. I
Yeah, I
researched
would
it
too.
really thoroughly and I was like, well, I don't really want my debut novel to be somewhere I don't know.
Mhm.
Like really know. So then I was like, well, I should probably write something set in the Oregon coast. So then I had this idea because I'm in love with the Richard Linklater Before trilogy, like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset.
Mhm.
And what's the last one? Is it After Midnight? Before Midnight? It should
I'd
be
have to
before
look it
if
up,
it's
I
not.
don't
Um, but then so in the story, like they agree to meet 6 months later and the movie ends. And then in
Mhm.
the second movie, she finds him at his book signing. And I kept thinking, what if she went there and he was busy and a lot was
Mhm.
happening? And what if he just
And it was
didn't
another missed moment.
remember her? And I couldn't get that out of my head because it was so devastating.
Yeah.
Like, what if that happened? And then what if they were stuck together?
Yeah. That
So,
set up when I read your book too, like, for all the people who are gonna read this book and be so happy. It's early on. It's one of the early chapters. Like she goes to the book signing and you just feel her agony. It's so well written, Nicole. It's just like
oh,
she
thanks.
feels like this big when this guy who
Right?
she had this amazing moment with doesn't remember her. And
Yeah,
that kicks off all of the action because you're immediately wondering, well, like where are we how is this gonna come around full circle? How is this gonna get put back together?
right.
Yeah, it's a great setup. You're absolutely
Oh,
right. It's a great
thanks.
setup.
Yeah, so I worked on it for a long time. It had a lot of different like iterations
Mhm,
and a lot of different like the B plot wasn't there when I first wrote
mhm.
it. Um yeah, but
So the
I
book, I'm curious. The book is dual timeline. It's like
Yeah,
flashing back. They had like one perfect day together when they were young, and then present timeline is them trying to like reconnect and having a few missed connections
yeah,
up front. So was this book always dual timeline
yes.
from the start? Yes.
It was always dual timeline, which I knew might be challenging. And I talked to an editor really early on because I applied to RevPit for some other
Mm-hmm.
book. I don't even remember which one. And I got far enough that they were like, "You get a discount if you want to use the services." And I was like, "Cool, great, I do." And so I basically wrote a query letter, even though the book wasn't done. And I wrote the synopsis for what I mean, it was done, but it wasn't like I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't
It wasn't like finished
done.
yet.
I wrote a
Fully finished.
synopsis and the first few pages just basically to talk to this editor about timelines, like dual timelines,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
about like how far can you take a question before you answer it, kind of. And she was really, really helpful with all of those things.
I thought you did a great job with your dual timeline though, because it had the
Thanks.
like exactly what you should have where um when we're flashing back there, the progression through their day, their one perfect day together is moving, it's ratcheting up in tension exactly how the present timeline is. So it's just this like delicious slow burn, like from
Oh,
every single
good.
chapter. The burn is just like climbing. So how did you like how did you do this? As somebody who I have never written dual timeline. I'm intimidated. Did you
Yeah.
outline this? Did you just
No,
like freeball this?
I
Like
did.
oh my
I did.
god. Wow.
I did
Okay.
not outline. I
That's
wrote it,
awesome.
and I wrote it how you read it too. So each dual
Like
timeline I wrote,
chronologically.
uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
So I didn't like write the dual timeline and write the story. I wrote them together. But was at one point more of the dual timeline, and then I
Mhm.
kind of condensed them
Like
and
tightened.
yeah, cut them to
Yeah.
just kind of like the meat of the scenes. Um And I think that that helped with the pacing. And then I kept a close eye on like where I wanted like in the book wise for it to go. Um it was tricky. I also kind of thought about it like I used Romancing the Beat by Gwen Hayes
Yeah. Mhm.
as
It's
like
another great
a
craft
main
book.
beat sheet. And then I use Save the Cat as like usually like a B plot kind of overall beat sheet, but hers that one's tricky for romance. So I
Yeah.
feel like Romancing the Beat is a little bit better for when you want to hit the romance beats. So I thought about it of like hitting the romance beats in the tiny one and then hitting the romance beats in the bigger one,
Mhm.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm also like I don't outline and I don't plot, but because of that I've never had the balls to even try a dual timeline.
You should.
I think it's so cool that you were able to just like sit and like chronologically just like do it. I mean, I'm sure I mean, you can tell us how did editing go? Like what other than like tightening, slimming down, like did you move chapters around at all? I mean, you said you wrote chronologically, but how did things shift when you started really digging into edits?
Yeah, things shifted a lot. It was driving me insane for a while, and I interviewed Annie McQuaid, who wrote Crash Landing, and
Yeah.
she also
And
has a dual
yeah.
timeline. And
Mhm.
I was like, "So how do you not just keep moving things?" And
Mhm.
she was like, "I
Yeah.
just didn't." And she's the one that told me that like she had the tiny microcosm romance beat and then the larger romance beat, but they also had their own beats. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that will be helpful for my
Mhm.
thinking about it." Um, but I moved a lot of stuff, and then I added stuff that is no longer there.
Yeah.
Like I cut whole chapters. One was so terrible. I just am still so sad. They went on a road trip to the Oregon
Oh.
Vortex, which the
Oh
Oregon
wow.
Vortex is loony. It's amazing. Um, Balls roll uphill.
Oh wow, that's so
Gravity
cool.
exists in a different way. It was so fun, and I didn't want to take it out, but it didn't fit.
I was gonna say it doesn't feel like the same book. like,
No.
having read the book. Like, even just hearing that, like, your book is oh my god well, your book's great. It's, like, soft
Oh,
and
thanks.
sensual and character driven, and it's just so yummy. But, yeah, like, that I sounds like a little wandering side plot. It's so
It
hard to
was.
kill
I
those
wrote a whole 'nother
darlings.
book because I wanted to use one of the things
Amazing,
that happens in
amazing.
there, and I was like, "Well, somebody else is gonna use it because 'cause I'm not gonna lose it completely," but nobody has gone to the Oregon Vortex yet.
You can, like,
Maybe
release
one
it
day.
too sometimes, like, some of those deleted scenes, as, like, bonus
Oh,
content
yeah.
for
So
your
true.
readers.
That was another
Yeah.
thing I did too that was a little bit weird with this book is, for a long time when I was writing it, I didn't know if it was going to be romance or if it was going to be women's fiction, and
Mhm.
I think that added a layer of tension to the will they, won't they because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like, I thought maybe she might end up with somebody else. And then I wrote a
Yeah.
whole 'nother ending where where you had, like, little snippets in time in the future, and you
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know who she was with.
Like, you weren't naming the guy, because there is, like,
Uh-huh.
there is another guy who's, like, showing this isn't a love triangle story by any means, but,
No.
like, there's, like, a cute bartender who's doing a little
Uh-huh.
flirting on the side, like, just enough to add some, like, tension to the main relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be a cool idea at the end to
It
not
was
name, and
fun.
they're left wondering.
It was
Yeah.
fun, but there wasn't, like, enough of them to keep it going, and
Mhm.
I was like, "I don't know that this makes sense."
So, how did you decide the book was done? How did you land on what is ultimately the final? Was it gut feeling? Like, how did you get there?
Yeah. It's
This
been
is a hard
done.
question.
Yeah, I know. It's been done like a bunch of times. Like when
Yeah,
I
like,
got through
done
the first
done
draft,
in
I
air
was like, it's
quotes.
done. And then I sent it to beta readers and then I
And
hired a
they're like,
beta
"It's not
reader
done."
and they were like, yeah, it's not done. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I worked on it more. And then I queried a little bit, and then I got feedback on
Mhm,
fulls, and then I got revise and resubmits. And then my friend Joanna Thurlow was studying to become a developmental editor, and she was looking for people to like use this new skill and try out. And so I was like, me, do pick me.
please.
And so her, feedback was really helpful, like, with kind of just streamlining
Mhm,
everything, and, yeah, so after that, I sent it to more beta readers. I don't even remember like, I had a lot of beta readers for this book.
mhm. I think
Um,
books that you work on for a long time, that's how it happens, but I think it makes
yeah.
the more you revise, the stronger the book. I
Yeah,
mean
and I think part of it too was, like, it because of the dual timeline and because of the like,
mhm,
that kinda stuff, it just took more tweaking
I'm
than I
sure.
think. Yeah.
Dual timeline, you're telling, like, 2 different love stories, and there has to be, like, conflict, momentum, tension in each one. You're writing 2 books within one, and the pacing has
Yeah.
to be tight, and yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a lot to
Yeah.
tackle.
But, yeah, then after that, I got feedback and implemented that, then I was like, "Okay, it's done." And then I went to a copy
Mhm.
editor, and then I went to a proofreader, and then I was like, "It's really done." Then I was like,
It's
"There's
really
a
done.
typo. It's not done."
I think
Yeah.
it could potentially never be done. I won't like, after my debut published in June, and, I won't I won't open the book, I won't read it because like, I know I'll edit it, like, it's never done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a point where it's done and it's ready for readers, but, like, as a writer, you'll always
You
rewrite,
could
I
tweak
feel
it
like. You could
forever.
tweak forever. You could tweak
Yeah.
forever. Yeah. So how do you make the call then, like, that you're gonna query it?
Oh,
Like, in
I always
in your
query too soon. I always do.
yeah,
I'm
it's
never
I
a
feel
good
like a
one
lot of us do.
to ask about that. I always do, and, it is what it is because they tell you, "Oh, don't query too soon, don't query too soon, don't query too soon," but then you talk to people and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I queried too soon, but they saw something in it," and,
Yeah,
like
the
and
hook,
how do you know it's too soon? So, I don't know. I think
it's very hard to know.
I'm very much a, like a trust your gut type of person. So I feel like when you have done everything that you can possibly do to get it to a place where you're like, this is the book,
Mhm.
then you just gotta trust your gut and go for it, whatever avenue that may be.
I process the exact same way. Like there comes a point in every stage, whether it's like before you send to your critique partners and then before you send to agents, like you hit a point where like I have taken this. I am too close to this to make any decent changes at this point. Like it needs
Yeah,
somebody else to look at it. And it is a gut feeling for me too, like what that point truly is. And the publishing industry, the traditional publishing industry, their feedback is invaluable. Like as somebody on our end of it, like I don't know what editors are saying to agents as in terms of like what they're looking for. Obviously I can look, we can all do research, we can look on publishers marketplace,
mhm,
we can see what books are being published, but like I don't know, you don't know for sure till you lob your book out there and agents start
yeah,
coming back and providing little nuggets of feedback. It's kind of hard to
totally.
know what is coming next for you.
Ooh, I have lofty goals.
It's good.
So,
Dream big.
when I decided I was gonna self-publish, I was like, I had some books already because when I had set this one aside and I was waiting to hear back on a lot of things and waiting for a lot of things, I wrote another book.
Yeah.
Um, and had beta readers and all of that stuff. So then when I really decided I'm going to do this, I'm going to self-publish, I was like, I'm going to rapid release.
That's the hot
So
word in self-publishing, rapid
I
release.
I
Behind the
know,
scenes, authors are crying.
I
Rapid
know,
release.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
already had two ready-ish,
that's
right?
good.
So like one was
Yeah. Yeah,
ready,
you've written
ready,
them.
and one was mostly ready.
Mhm.
So this one comes out. It'll be out August 18th. And then my next book is set in the same fictional town on the coast called Fortune Falls, and
Mhm.
it is about a artist that has to kind of go scout an artist retreat that is set in kind of the forest in the hills of
Mhm.
Fortune Falls. And on the train there, she meets another artist, and they really hit it off. And they have this kind of like magical time on the train, and they exchange numbers, but they don't get too into the details of their lives. And then she sets up this artist retreat for her boss because she works at a gallery. And when they go to the artist retreat, there's like an artist in residence that leads the classes and is like the
Mhm.
big deal at the retreat that the other artists are going to learn from. And it turns out that it's the artist she met on the train, who is an internationally famous graffiti artist, like on Banksy level, basically. So nobody
Oh, cool.
knows who he is. And he has
Yeah.
everybody sign these NDAs.
Yeah, to keep his identity. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they can't date because she works for the gallery and
Mhm.
um
But there's forced proximity at the
uh-huh,
retreat, which is always
yeah,
delicious.
yes, and there's
Yeah,
other
that's so
artists
fun.
um that are wacky and wonderful, and there's an older lady artist named Louise who I'm in love with.
Oh, perfect
So
name,
that's
Louise.
yeah,
That's what'll
she's
be following
wonderful.
directly is
Yeah,
your hope.
yep,
Yeah, perfect.
yes, that's gonna come out in October 3rd.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Um,
that's quick.
I
Quick
know.
turnaround. It's good
It's
though.
very quick. It's called The Art of the Meet Cute.
Oh,
I'm
cute
pretty sure.
title.
Yeah,
Your first,
thanks.
the Now and Forever is super cute too. So yeah,
Yeah, I
good,
got
strong
really
title game.
stuck on that one because it's based on the Emily Dickinson's quote, "Forever is composed of nows,"
Hmm.
which I love.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that one's coming in October, and then in November, um, there is going to be a Christmas novella where we get Kyle's story
Oh, I
from
love Kyle.
you. Me
Oh,
too.
okay. Yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers for your book, but he's y'all are gonna love Kyle too. He's a
Yeah.
sweet softie. That's very exciting to
Yeah.
hear.
He gets to go on
Um,
a Christmas road trip.
Perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait. I
It's
already
fun.
can't wait for that one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You mentioned like obviously your path, like you were just like many of us, like querying, doing traditional publishing, and then you like took the fork in the road and you decided
Yeah.
this year to just go balls to the walls and self-publish. So
Yes.
where like how did the traditional journey like go for you? Where was the turning point where you felt like I can just do this myself? I want to do this myself. How did that go for
Yeah.
you?
That is a great question. Querying, it's hard. It's so hard. And
Amazing.
I got really far on a lot of books. Like, I
Mhm.
got really far on my cozy mystery. One of the first fulls that I was asked for was an exclusive, and I was like, "What is
Oh,
that?"
wow.
I know. I was like, "I don't even know what that is." And I was like, "Yes, of course." And so I didn't
Mhm.
give them a time limit at all because I
Yeah.
didn't know. And then I read Courtney Mom's Before the Book Deal, and it talks about exclusives in there. And I so wish I had read it because it says you should give a time limit. And I was like, yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been great. I should have.
Great to know. But like how would you have known? Like that's the thing when you start in this
Yeah.
industry, like you don't know.
Yeah.
There's
You
such
just
a
don't
big
know.
learning curve. Yeah.
Then I queried the romances, and one of them I got pretty far on a
Mhm.
few fulls. Uh, and then one of them, it was just crickets, which was strange because I think it was stronger book-wise than the first
Yeah.
romance, but, like, not much at all. And then I also wrote a thriller that kinda got, some full requests through a podcast, and then I got, like, a revise and resubmit, and then I queried that one a little bit, and I got another full that turned into a revise and resubmit, and I
Oh
got
my
a
gosh.
revise and
Wow.
resubmit. I like, this past year, I had, I think, maybe 3 or 4 revise and resubmits on different
Wow.
books, and I took the feedback that I agreed with, and
Yeah,
I
that
did
resonated.
resubmit, but, like, it's all so subjective. And then I also got
Mhm.
some responses right away of, like, "I can't sell books about writers." Like, "I would love to read this. I can't
Whoa.
sell books about writers." And then I got
That's
another.
wild to me because
Yeah,
books
it's
about
nuts.
writers are everywhere.
Yeah, and
Like,
then I got another,
wow.
response on one of the fools saying that they really love the book, they really love the dual timeline, they can't
Mhm.
sell contemporary romance right now.
Yeah.
Like, they
Oh.
have some contemporary romance authors signed already, and they
Mhm.
cannot sell their books. I
Yeah,
was like,
they're not
"Okay,
moving.
okay, alright." And I'm part of a Discord server that has a mix of indie and trad pub
Mhm.
authors, and a lot of the trad pub authors were talking on their channel about how hard it
Yeah.
is to sell a romance right
Yeah.
now. Um,
Yeah.
and after seeing that, and after, like, seeing all the publisher marketplace of, like, this self-published author getting picked up, this self-published author getting
Mhm.
picked up, this self-published
Yeah.
author getting picked up, I was like, even if I wasn't ever picked up by traditional publishing, like, what do I want out of my publishing
Yes.
journey? Like, what do I want from writing, from all of this time and effort and energy and passion that I put into this? And self-publishing, like, having my book find readers that, like, resonate with that, that's what I want. And I can't do it if the book's not out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
I feel the same way.
so, yeah, it was like, what's holding me back from putting it out there? And it's like, well, it's
Mhm.
intimidating because you have to learn all this stuff. And I was like, well, but I can learn stuff. Like, I
Mhm.
learned how to write a book. Like, I've learned a lot of things. I could learn how to do that, which it is quite a learning curve, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but it's also really exciting, and, like, I get to choose the cover, and I get to choose, like, the platforms, and I get to choose everything, which for a
Yep.
Libra, when I first thought about that, sounded terrible. Like, how will I choose everything? I'll sit there and just debate forever. But in practice, it's not that bad. It's pretty fun.
I think it's really fun. You get to decide like from start to finish exactly how your book is
Yeah.
made, processed, packaged, sold, delivered to readers. Like you can fall in love with your story on so many different levels when you are in charge of it from start to finish in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
It
Um,
is.
The traditional industry, exactly what you said, like we're not we're not here to like talk trends, but like it's I'm also in a bunch of Discord servers and like it can be so discouraging, especially like your journey like I just it's agonizing to get so close so many times and to have people, how do you decide if you're going to do a revise and resubmit? Like what's the ROI on your time to do that? Like it's like capturing lightning in a bottle, I feel like, to get
Mhm.
that traditional publishing deal. And um I think I shouldn't like speak for all writers, but like many of us, I do feel like we write to reach readers because our dream is to put our books into the hands of somebody who will love it as much as we do, as much as we love books
Yeah.
that we read. So just having the courage to like and just the like foresight to be able to like dial in that that is what matters, that that's where you're gonna derive your satisfaction and to go after it. Like
Mhm.
I think it's amazing and it's great. What I appreciate about your podcast, about several other podcasts that are featuring writers, like you said, you've made a lot of mistakes along the way. Like I have too, but anybody who's self-publishing makes a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes along the way. But
Yeah.
when you come out and you share your story, you like help so many other people who are listening, and they learn from your mistakes, and you learn from their mistakes, and yeah, it just the cycle just keeps going.
Mhm.
What's something that you wish you'd done differently?
Oh
If you could do it
boy.
over, what would you change?
Well, one of the mistakes I made is completely avoidable for anybody thinking about self-publishing. I started an LLC, which is not that's not the mistake. In my state, it's pretty easy to do. You have to pay a fee.
Mhm.
Um, and so then you have to apply for your EIN number, which is a tax
Oh,
ID
yeah.
number. And if you want to put your book onto Ingram Sparks or anywhere like that, then you need the EIN number. It wants it.
Mhm.
And so I was like, I will get my EIN number. And I went to a website that looked exactly like the IRS website. And I said, yes, please get me my EIN number. And there was a fee. And I was like, of course there's a fee. There's a fee for
There's a
everything.
little fee for everything.
This is what I'm learning. And it turns out I was on a EIN filing site and it was not the IRS.
Oh.
And they were going to file for me to get the EIN, which filing for an EIN yourself is free. You
Yeah.
do not have to pay for that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I wish I had known that, but I didn't. And that's okay.
You live and you
Um,
learn.
yeah. Yeah, you live and you learn. I don't know what other mistakes. Oh, just lots of Amazon uh
Oh, yeah. KDP
there's
stuff, like
so many like rules and
yeah.
um all of those things. But it's like none of it is make or break. It's
Mhm.
fine.
I'm curious where, so you started this podcast in, like, January, like, the start of 2025, roughly?
Yeah, I started it in November of
Oh, no, okay, so
2024.
before.
Yeah.
So where did starting the podcast come in terms of like you were still like seeking traditional publishing? Like what made you want to start the podcast? Did that like synchronize in any way with your decision to self-publish? Like
Yeah.
yeah, just
I
the behind the
started the
scenes
pod
on it.
Yeah, I had a Substack. I still have a Substack, but first where I was interviewing other authors through the Substack. And really, I started it because I wanted to get better at revising. And I could find
Mhm.
a lot of craft books and a lot of articles about writing your book, but like not a ton of information on revising your book. And I wanted somebody to tell me exactly how to do it. And I
Yeah.
wanted somebody
To
to give
crack
me
the code.
a checklist and I wanted to check the boxes off. And then I wanted to be like, I checked all the boxes off. My book is done. So I couldn't find that. So I was like, well, I'll ask other authors how
Mhm.
they do it. And then I'll learn from them. And then I'll share the wealth of knowledge with everybody else and they can learn from them. And what I learned is there is not a checklist, and revising is not linear, um, and everybody does it differently, and so you can't really like check the boxes off. But it started out as a Substack, but I did it through email, so I didn't really get to ask the follow up questions that I wanted to ask. And
Mhm.
then
Yeah, 'cause it's
my
static, like you had
husband,
set
yeah,
questions, yeah.
totally. And then my husband went on a leave because he tore his ACL. And so I took a
Mm.
leave to help out, but he didn't need my help 24/7. So I was like, what am I going to do? Um, I can only write so many books before it becomes trash, right? You can only write so long in a day. And so I was like, I'll start a podcast of the authors and be able to ask these follow-up questions. And then I've just loved it because it's so fun to get to know everybody's process. And I
Mhm.
think it's just insane that, first of all, I think it's a little nutty that we all do this and that we've like it's so ingrained in us that we don't even think it's weird anymore. You know what I mean? Like we
I do
write
know what you mean.
whole
I
books
Yeah. I
and
know
like,
exactly what you mean, because I used to think it was weird, like, when I was, like, writing alone before I found community, like what you were talking about at the beginning, when you kind of, like you threw the door open, you started meeting other writers, like, before when I was alone, like, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm just, like I'm crazy, I'm just sitting in my room, my real life friends would not understand this."
yeah,
But all writers are a little obsessive, like you said, we're all a
yeah,
little crazy.
yeah. I think you have to
Yeah.
have something
Yeah.
there that is going to make you not only finish the draft, right? But then go
Go
back
back and make it
and
better and
assess
continue.
and like
Mhm.
change whole things, delete characters, like try to find out how many times somebody nodded. Oh my gosh. Everybody's nodding in my books all the time. It's a problem. But I'm trying to get better at it. And
Yeah.
uh I just think it's kind of amazing that we all have this drive that I don't
Mhm.
exactly like I try to know where it comes from for me, but like why did I start writing when I was little when I did it? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I
Yeah.
wrote insane things. In 3rd grade, my teacher, we were learning about salmon because we live in the Pacific Northwest, and he said write a story. I know for a fact he said write a story. He did not use the word report. And so I wrote a story about Sally, the salmon, and she missed
Oh.
spawning and she died on the disco dancing with a rockfish. And we had to read them in front of the class.
Oh my
And I'm the
gosh.
only person that named my salmon.
And went,
I'm
like,
the
creative.
Yeah, everybody else wrote a report. And I was like, "What?" But like,
Oh
what
my
is
god.
that? Like, where does
Yeah.
that come
Where
from?
did
I
that
don't
come
know.
from?
And so I,
Yeah.
I find it just fascinating talking to other people that have that same drive.
Yeah.
And yet we all kind of accomplish the whole thing of getting to a finished book so differently.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure you've had as many like, I love that you started the podcast to be like, "I wanna know, like, what" 'cause I'm the same way, I'm like, "Just tell me, like, the checklist, tell me what I should
Yeah.
do, and then I wanna, like, implement it." There has to be a right way to do this,
Yes.
right? But then, yeah, I imagine, like, once you started talking to people 'cause I listen to the podcast every week, I adore it, you get as many answers as you have guests on the podcast, like, no one answers the questions the same. I mean, some of us fall into
Yeah.
the same camps, like plotter or pantser, but it's always everyone's process is always different. There's as many
Yeah.
ways to do this as there are writers in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can find very prescriptive ways, I think, to write the book, to write the first draft, but you can't for revising. It's just so
Anything
nobody
goes.
nobody can tell you when your book's done. Like
Mhm.
nobody can
Yeah.
tell you how to do it. It's
Yeah.
it's bananas.
And I think even if you give the exact same, like, the exact same prompt to 5 different writers, you will end up with 5 completely different stories. I mean, that's why tropes exist, that's why fake dating exists. That's
Yeah.
why, like, my next book's a gothic romance. All gothic romances play in the exact same sandbox, but there are millions of different gothic romances. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing to me that, yeah, we all start in the same place, but the route always becomes different and there's something inherently unique about every final product. It's amazing.
It is.
I love the writing community. I love authors. I'm so inspired all the time. So what inspires you then, like, when you are starting a new project? Where do your ideas come from? Where does
Yeah.
it start for you typically?
I have a lot of ideas all of the time. And I don't necessarily always know. Like music is really big for me. So like
Mhm.
this Banksy inspired romance, I was listening to a lot of Noah Kahan and
Mhm.
his song Dial Drunk with Post Malone, the one specifically where Post Malone is also singing. Um was such a huge inspiration for this book because I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I want my main character to get arrested, but not for drunk driving." So I was like, "What could happen?" And I just listen like, I make
Mhm.
playlists, that's a big one. A lot of times I get inspiration from movies too, like, like the Before trilogy, like something
Mhm.
will spark of like, what
Yeah.
if something was different about that? Um, I get some inspiration from real life, but usually that's more anecdotally, like, in there,
Yeah.
than like a plot. Uh, yeah, I get
Yeah,
kind of
I think a lot
from
creative
everywhere.
people I'm similar. I think many people are creative people tend to look at other creative work, so like film and music through a creative lens. Like you're always they just other people's creativity bounces off of you and it takes you in new directions. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan and like
Mhm.
all of her songs are like stories and they'll just take me down like rabbit holes, like branching off the words that she uses. Like I can just see whole stories around her songs. So yeah,
Totally.
totally relate to that inspiration point. I imagine your the rest of your year is pretty since you're rapid releasing like 3 books before the end of the year. Uh I mean, I guess I shouldn't assume, but like are you drafting? Are you working on something new or are you like just
I
in like business and getting these projects ready?
I am not drafting right now. I just like reassessed every single word in the Banksy inspired romance. Um
Mhm.
to make sure it was the word I wanted to use and that everything and then I emailed it to the proofreader this morning.
Oh,
Yay!
exciting. Perfect,
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
And, then I need to revise the Christmas novella because it's done, it's
Mhm.
gone to beta readers. I need to, like, apply the feedback and then also, like, audition every single word in that
Yeah.
book, because it's gonna go to the copy editor very soon.
Mhm.
And then once it is to the copy editor, then I get to draft again, which I'm so excited about.
Do you have any idea what you wanna work on next? And it's okay
Yes,
if you don't wanna share, it's okay because
I
sometimes you
do.
don't wanna, like,
I
scare
have
anything away.
no, I have so many, and it's tricky because, like before when I would draft, I could be a little bit more mood drafting about it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
like the book that's strongest in my head right now is the one I want to release closer to summer next year.
Mhm.
Um, and so I don't know if it's the one I'm going to work on next.
How fast are you when you draft? Are you a fast drafter? I think in the past you've said you love drafting.
I
You
do
don't like
love
editing, but you love
drafting.
drafting. So
I
does it go
do.
quickly or
It goes
depends?
quick-ish because I have a 5-year-old, and so I get up really early, and so I have time in the morning to myself
Mhm.
to draft, and then a little bit of time when she, like, is eating breakfast and stuff. So, usually, my goal is when I'm drafting is 1,000 words a day, but I'll usually get 1,500, or on a
Mhm.
really good day, I'll get, like, 2,000. One day, I got, like, 3,000, and it was amazing, but I don't usually ever do more than that in a
Mhm.
day, but then I just do it every single day until it's done.
Yes, you're just chipping away. I mean, that's at
Mhm.
least 7,000 words a week
Yeah.
times 10 weeks.
Yeah.
That's that the book is written and probably
Yeah.
faster if you're sometimes doing more. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast. I mean, I wish I don't write every day. I wish I could, but um yeah, you just can march right through with that
Yeah.
piece. So your plans hopefully you're going to have something new coming out next summer, you think,
Yes.
that it's not written yet, but it will be
No.
soon.
Yes.
Do
Yes,
you
I'm
think
very
you'll do
excited.
any rapid releasing next year or just
No.
okay.
Never again.
Take a breath. I know it's hard. I
Yeah. I
think
don't think, like, if I hadn't already had one, like, totally done and then
mhm,
one that just needed, like, the copy edits or whatever, I don't think I would have been able to do it. Because even though I
yeah.
draft fast, I'm not that fast, and I'm not always the fastest reviser, like, it takes me
Mhm.
longer to revise sometimes, especially since I just keep moving forward when I draft. Um, so I don't know how people continually rapid release. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it either. It's because the thing is, like, I know we're both, I don't know if we said this up front, but like we're both authors that have self-published this year or are self-publishing this year. So um when you self-publish, you're doing everything soup to nuts,
Mhm.
and like the content creation, the marketing, like that takes a huge amount of time, and it
Yeah,
absolutely does take away from your ability to draft and create something new. So
mhm.
when you're doing this rapid releasing, you're marketing one book, you're editing another book, you're starting to gear up for marketing the next
Yeah,
one, and then you have the third one like percolating.
right.
It's a lot. So
It is.
that's a plug for I mean traditional publishing authors, they have to market their books as well, but they have there's a little there's a little bit more behind the scenes support for them, which is a huge
Yeah.
advantage for traditional pub, I think.
Yeah, and there's also someone telling you, like, when is the good
Yes.
time to do it.
Yep, and you're not making as many mistakes because you have
That
experts that can
know,
help
yeah,
you.
experts, right?
The mistakes take time. I've made a lot of mistakes too, and you lose time with every
Yeah,
mistake,
because then you
so
have to figure it out, and,
Yep.
like, you have to call support people that may
Mhm.
or may not answer. It takes
Yeah, or
time.
you submit something and then it's like, "Oh, okay, this is gonna take 4 business days to process," and you're like, "Oh, but I made a mistake, so now I have to wait 4 days for the processing, and then I
Mhm.
have to fix my mistake and start the
Yeah.
4 days again."
Yeah. Oh,
That's happened to
yes.
me a lot.
Yeah, and then you just sit there and refresh it, like, "Are you still processing? Are you
Yeah,
done
you're like,
processing? Because I
"Maybe?"
just have to fix this one thing." Like, literally, there was a period, and there was a comma, and they were next to each other. I just wanna fix it.
Yeah, so the rapid release, like, I can see why, you're getting your name out there. The best way to, like, grow your readership is to release another book. So I think it's a great marketing strategy, but it's behind the scenes, it's hard, it's tiring, and
Yeah.
it's difficult to be moving ahead with long-term goals when you are accomplishing short-term rapid release goals. So yeah,
Yeah, for
totally
sure.
feel you.
For me, though, it's been good because I, have said this a few times, but I'll say it again, I am a Libra, and I'm very indecisive. I am also very easily swayed. So if
Mm,
somebody
yeah.
else is, like, doing something, I'm like, "Ooh, that looks fun. That looks fun to do. I think I wanna do that." So I feel like it's a slippery slope for me to have finished books and not be like, "Maybe I'll just query this one just for fun."
Mhm.
Like, just why not? Or, like, Smooch Pit just announced their
Yeah,
mentors for
mhm.
2025, which is super exciting, and I was like, "Maybe
Maybe I'll
I will just
submit.
apply to the Smooch Pit mentorship." But it's
Mhm,
not I don't feel like it is what I need right now, and
mhm.
I feel like this path is the right path for me. I'm just a waffler, and so the fact that
Yeah,
I have, like, deadlines and, like, a forward train that we are
mhm.
on, there's, like, no getting off the forward train because
Yeah,
things are happening and dates are on my calendar and there is a checklist,
yeah,
like, is really good for me because then I will
yeah.
just keep moving forward.
Yeah, it keeps your attention on your like, eyes on your own paper, like,
Yes,
keep moving forward.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. It makes me really happy, like, hearing your whole journey, how up and down it's been, that you're so excited about the path and, like, rolling forward and moving forward. What has been the best part since you've moved into self-publishing? What's been your favorite part? What's brought you the most joy?
The whole thing has been really amazing, but, my ARCs went out last week, and, like, having strangers read my book has been the best and the most
Mhm,
terrifying thing ever. Because, like, I honestly did not think it would feel like this because I've
mhm.
had strangers read my stuff, but usually it's like a beta swap where
Yeah.
I'm also reading their stuff
Mhm,
or I know that they're a writer, so it's like it feels different, but then these are readers and they are reading my book and they are putting reviews online, and
mhm.
it has been terrifying. And also the best thing, like, there was one this morning, which obviously I'm reading my own reviews. Um, I don't know the wiseness of that, but
A cautionary tale reading your own reviews.
right? I know. I
But
probably
no, I know it's rewarding to hear what
yeah,
readers say.
the good ones, and then I don't know. I've listened to this interview with Megan Quinn, who self-publishes. She started as a self-published author, and then she was picked up by Lake Union Publishing, which is Amazon's
Mhm.
publishing house.
Yeah, yeah. I know Lake
And
Union.
so she still self-publishes. So she publishes 2 books a year with Lake Union, and then she publishes 5 books a year on her own.
Oh my
I
god,
know.
bless her. Whew.
Right?
I'm
How?
exhausted thinking about
How?
it.
I know. I know. And she, in this interview, said she reads her own reviews because she
Mhm.
needs the immediate feedback of what is working and what is not for a larger audience.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so,
your the end point for your product is the readers.
right?
So hearing what readers want to read, hearing what they're saying, like it's on the ground research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to get my feelings hurt doing
Yeah.
it, but it
Mhm.
is kind of what it is because I want the feedback, I guess. I'm not going to
Mhm.
interact like it is a reader space. It is not for me. I'm
Yeah.
just peeking.
Mhm.
But one review this morning, and I also have set rules for myself. Like I don't have it on my phone. I can only check it
Mhm.
once a day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
good. You
have
have to have
rules.
like the boundaries or you'll like speaking
Yeah,
from experience, you can like go down the rabbit hole if you don't.
totally. Um, but yeah, one review this morning said like holy raccoon on a bicycle, which that's how it started out. And I was like, this is
Oh
my
my god, it's great.
people. This is
Oh, it's
wonderful.
perfect.
And she just really like loved it. And there was another one on Instagram that I was tagged in that talked about all the literary references in the book.
Oh,
And I was
it's
like, "Oh,
amazing.
you get it." Which there's a
Yeah.
really subtle one that I don't know if anybody will ever get, but in the past timeline, she has a little piece of her hair that's dyed green
Yeah,
on
yeah.
accident because she tried to make
Accidentally.
it blue, and that's my little like another love note to Anne of Green Gables because she
Oh.
accidentally dyed her whole
Yeah,
hair
and
green in the book, and I was like,
and that's how their story club starts, that they were all reading Anne of
"Uh-huh."
Green Gables.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. Yeah, so anyway, there's lots of little nuggets.
Little nuggets. That's amazing. And yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense to me just your journey and your motivation started with wanting to reach readers, and you're at the point like you're launching this book out into the world. Your arcs are out there and you're hearing from readers, and there's nothing like it, whether you're traditionally published, indie published, self-published. Like the hearing from readers is it's what we all dream of, you know? It's
Yeah,
where it started and it's where we want to live all the time, hearing from them.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Do you have anything else that you want to say, just like anything that you want to say to the people that listen to your podcast, or what you hope
Yeah,
somebody might get out of reading your book? Like,
yeah.
you have the floor.
Okay, well, thank you for listening. If you are listening, if you are listening, you are because you heard me say that. But this is going well. um, yeah, I don't know. It's so funny because like writing is it's such a lonely pursuit. Like you
Mhm.
write and 90% of us are doing it on our own, but there is this much broader writing community that makes it not lonely, that makes it fun,
Mhm.
um, that makes it sustainable. Like I don't think I could have done any of this without like the writing community. It's too much. It's too many things to hold by yourself. And so I just want to reach out. Like if you feel like you don't have that community, like you can DM me and I will connect you with community. Because they're your writing buddies are out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so important. And I feel like that's what you're doing with creating the podcast, honestly. Like every week we hear from authors who come on here, and pretty much all of them say similar things, that like when they found community, it was like a turning point for them.
Yeah.
And part of finding community is like when you listen to podcasts like this and you hear from people that are doing things similar to you, different from you. And then, yeah, never be afraid to reach out and build those connections. And I appreciate you for having a platform like every single week. Or I know, I think you said in the future you're going to start going, just with this
They're
rapid
gonna be
release, you're going to go
they're
a
gonna
little
be pop-ups
bi-weekly
for a minute.
or bi-monthly. That's fine. But like, yeah, it's just amazing, like when you create spaces like this where authors can come together, where they can find other authors. Like, that's being a good literary citizen, and we appreciate you and everybody who does things like that so, so much. It's very meaningful.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Before
Yeah.
we go to, I want to hear about your book that's coming out.
Okay, I'll do a quick self plug. So I'm Lindsay Barrett, and I published my debut Savannah Royals in June, and my next book is coming out in October. So I'm not as brave as Nicole. I'm like quasi rapid releasing 4 months apart, and it's killing me. It's hard. My next book is called The Dravenhurst Brides. It is a gothic romance. It's like very loosely it's like a loose Rebecca retelling, but it's there are some key differences. It's perfect for people that like Isabel Conyas's gothic romances, people that enjoy Crimson Peak. So my book is set in 1933 on a haunted bourbon distillery, and it's a disgraced debutante heiress meets bankrupt bourbon aristocrat because prohibition like devastated the whiskey industry. Obviously in Kentucky, all their business had to shut down. So the MMC is like he's completely broke. He needs a wife. She needs a husband. It's a marriage of convenience setup. She moves to his manor as a newlywed and then finds out that there is a kind of like a generational curse situation. The past two generations of the brides that have come before her have all died quite young under mysterious circumstances, and obviously she's the third to come, and there's strange hauntings and happenings afoot, and a whole cast of mysterious characters, and a pretty sexy bourbon maker in the background, just like lurking in the wings. So yeah, you're getting romance, mystery, spooky. I'm calling it spooky sexy, and that's pretty much the pitch. So yeah,
So
if you're looking for a
fun.
spooky October read, check it out, The Dravenhurst Brides.
Yay.
Yeah. Where can we find you, Nicole?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm mostly there at NC Barton Writes. I always link all my stuff in the show notes. And yeah, the Now and Forever should be out now and forever.
Yeah. And get your
um,
copy. You all are gonna. It's a great end of summer romance. Highly recommend
yeah.
it, guys. Pick it up. It's a great book.
Yay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for thinking of this and for taking your time to do this. I'm so excited. Her next novel, The Dravenhurst Brides, comes out October 9th, and it's sitting in my inbox, and I just can't wait to dive in. I think ARC readers are still, I think it's still open to ARC, so I'll put that in the show notes. My novel, The Now and Forever, is out now. So you can find that on The Ripped Bodice, which is really exciting. It's on the website. You could find it at Barnes and Nobles. You can find it on Amazon. If you're a Kindle Unlimited customer, it is on there. You can also buy it directly from me. I give you a signed copy with a lot of free goodies, and shipping is included in that. And yeah, thank you all so much for all of your support, and thank you to all my ARC readers who took a chance on a debut novelist. It's really been amazing to see. So thank you for all the love and support. There will still be podcast episodes, but again, there'll be more like pop-up episodes. And if you're an author and you would like to be on the podcast, please feel free to message me. I love talking to all writers about their process. Thanks.